Hi guys, I'm back with a little follow-up to my haul featuring just a few items. First is the Kevyn Aucoin sculpting book, and I'm using the sculpting powder in medium. All the brushes and everything will be listed in the description box below. Basically, you just find the hollows of your cheekbones and then you draw a line down toward your mouth and then blend upward to blend it out. This one is a very nice kind of ashy neutral, almost gray kind of brown, so it really ends up looking like a shadow underneath your cheekbones. It's very easy to blend out, and also it's pigmented, but it doesn't have too much pigment to the point where you can really overdo it. This is definitely a powder that's difficult to overdo. I also work it into my temples and then around my forehead just for a little bit more depth. And then I'm going in with my Terra bronzer by Guerlain. This was a limited edition from this year, and I did a review on that as well. I will leave a link here for you guys. And I'm just bronzing around my contour to sort of help blend it out into the face and make it look more natural. And if you notice, I'm having a little bit of a bad skin day, so I'm just avoiding bronzing too much around my jawline. This is one of my favorite bronzers of all time. It's really nice and subtle, it just warms up your face a little bit and gives it a sheen. With no shimmer. It's supposed to be a winter bronzer, and I just feel like it's the perfect bronzer for you if you have kind of yellow undertone in your skin and you are rather pale. And next up I have the Mercier Shimmer Bloc in pink Mosaic. I don't hear anybody really talking about it, but it provides a really nice, beautiful, like healthy pink flush to your cheeks with definitely a bit of sheen in there. It just makes you look really bright and awake, and I think that this could be used as either a blush or a blush topper. And next, back into the Kevyn Aucoin, the Candlelight Powder. This is a very beautiful highlight. It definitely is a little bit more bold than some of the other highlights I like to use, but it still gives a very natural look. It does have just a hint of gold and a hint of pink to it, but it is still very natural on the skin. But this highlight definitely pops. And next we're going into the tan shade in the palette. I really love the formulation of these Kevyn Aucoin eyeshadows. I've never used any of their eyeshadows before, and I haven't really heard anybody talking about them, so I wasn't really expecting much. But when I went to try out their sculpting powder, I just figured I would try out their eyeshadows as well, and I've been so in love with them since day one that I actually haven't even reached for my Modern Renaissance palette yet, just because I wanted to use these over and over again. I feel like these definitely blend really well. They're very pigmented, and the shimmer shades go on extremely well with even just a brush and not having to use your fingers. If you want a natural eye look but still like a little bit of that shimmery dragon scale kind of look on your eye, then this is a beautiful combination of eyeshadows. This darker brown shade is very beautiful as well. It again is a matte, but it has this undertone that's very red to it. And I find that this one also blends pretty easily, but it's definitely more pigmented than the tan, so it is kind of easy to overdo it. I would suggest building it up a little bit at a time. This is a really nice way to provide some warmth to a neutral look without looking too reddish on the eye if you are a little bit afraid of those kind of colors. And I'm just taking this color on the outer V of the eye, deepening it into the crease a little bit, and then I will be taking that deep color as well and running it along my upper lash line in just a moment. And I'm taking the tan shade just under the lower lashes to give it a little bit of depth as well. I am not using the darker shade on the bottom of my lashes, but if you want a more dramatic kind of smoky look, then by all means that would look very beautiful under there. And again, I just find that these Kevyn Aucoin products all blend out very beautifully, and they're very easy to work with. These I am applying over the Too Faced Shadow Insurance primer that I picked up in my haul, but I did try to use them as well without primer. I do find that they crease ever so slightly, and with the primer they do tend to stick just a little bit in certain places, but you won't have that problem if you start out very sheer and then build it up. This next shade is gorgeous. It is their Starlight shade. It is a shimmer shade, but it applies really, really well with a brush. You could definitely build it up even more intensely just by using a finger. This shade does have some pink in it, but unlike the pinker shade in my Marc Jacobs Lolita palette that I just picked up, This one is very natural, and so it blends in really easily with any color of brown, and you don't have to worry too much if you overextend it on the lid because it just blends in so nicely and ends up looking so natural no matter where you put it. I'm just taking it a little bit below the inner V as well because I'm going to go in with a brighter shade in just a minute. And the first time I used this brighter shade, it was very, very white. I actually applied it with my finger the first time and it was like pow highlight, which is nice if you want that look, but today I'm going for something just a little more subtle. So here I'm taking that white shade just on the same brush so it blends a little bit more with that pinker shade, and I'm just applying it right over the top on the inner corner, and then I'm going to be extending it to the bottom of that inner V. And again, I'm super impressed by how well these pick up on a brush and apply onto the eyelid. If you have been watching my videos, you'll know I've been having a little bit of trouble finding some good shimmer shades that apply as easily onto the eye as they do when swatched, so I am really, really pleased with these. Just overall, I find that all of these shadows are very easy to work with, and I have yet to produce a bad look with them, so I think that they would be good for people who are more advanced as well as beginners. And now I'm just going to take my Urban Decay eyeliner in Whiskey, and this is a very beautiful reddish matte brown shade, and I'm just applying it to the tight line of my upper eyelid. I'm not applying it to the waterline because that can make your eyes look just a little bit smaller. This product tightlines really easily because it is a very creamy formula and it deposits pigment very easily, but I do find that it doesn't wear very long on the waterline or in the tightline. It would definitely wear longer as just kind of an eyeliner. And then I've gone ahead and put mascara on. I have also been trying out the Guerlain Meteorites in shade 02 Clair, and I just love these. They provide a very, very subtle kind of sheen on the skin. It is probably pretty hard to tell on camera, but they just make your skin look very healthy. And I have my Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Pillow Talk. This is a very popular shade, and I can see why. It's a very beautiful color, and it's pretty much the only liner that I ever use anymore, unless maybe I'm going for a red lip, in which case I'd use a red liner. I have my Rouge lipstick from Shiseido, and this is in the shade Red Queen. It's not really a red color, it's more of a raspberry sorbet color. It's very, very beautiful. It's definitely easier to wear if you're the type of person who's a little afraid of wearing a bold red lip. It's a really beautiful color for winter. It's like a winter berry. It's very hydrating on the lips. It doesn't dry down, so it definitely will transfer, but I think this color is just so beautiful and so comfortable that it's worth it. And that is it for the products that I have to share with you today. I will be back with another kind of mini review and try on for you featuring some of the other products I picked up, and I hope you all have a beautiful day.